Hello everyone and welcome to another Heroes of the Storm Shoutcast. We are here on Cursed Hollow. So let's take a look at the teams that just spawned. I'm going to pause real quick to go over them real quick. On the blue side we have the Siege Tank Sergeant Hammer, a support Tassadar, 2 assassins Vala, and Kerrigan, and 1 big mean tank of Stitches. Over here on the red side, we have the new hero Anubarak. Looks like 2 assassins, Vala, Illidan, 3 assassins, Vala, Illidan, and the Griffin Rider Falstad, and a specialist of their own, Nazebo the Witch Doctor from Diablo.
Prepare yourself for battle.
So looking at these team combinations, I have to say that the blue side here is a little bit better balanced. They have a support hero, 1 tank, 2 assassins, and a specialist. That's a good balance to have, especially on a map like this where there are so many team fights so often. The red side has a little more power with 3 assassins and 1 beast of a tank in Anubarak, but especially with the Witch Doctor supporting. But with no support, I don't know exactly how they're going to go. So both teams doing some pretty normal things to start here, hiding in bushes, taking these 2 watchtowers. Anubarak is going to sneak in and steal this watchtower back. Wonder if the blue side will notice and come in. It looks like Falstad and Nazebo are starting to close in. Alright, they've gone back the other way. Good guess by Nazebo up there, trying to trap Vala, but she was too fast, vaulting away. Bit of a fight developing here between Stitches and Tassadar as they go up against 2 assassins, and Anubarak comes in with a burrow charge that just misses Stitches. Blue side's going to have to retreat a little bit here as Red takes control of the center lane. Good hook by Stitches there, grabbing Falstad, not quite able to get him as he dashes away. Up on the top lane, there continues to be some sparring between Vala and Nazebo. Vala getting trapped by that wall of zombies right there. No real danger to her. Down on the bottom lane, you have Sergeant Hammer and Kerrigan together. Anubarak once again charging in. He's kind of all over the map today. Vala at low health. I don't know if she's going to retreat, maybe hit the Moonwell. But a good skirmish here. Ooh, and Sergeant Hammer caught by that burrow charge, but it's still early in the game, and everyone is going to make a safe retreat. Falstad doing a nice job flying across the map, hiding in the bushes. He's going to try and find an angle here to engage in, to try and trap one of these and get a kill. Kerrigan now caught out of position between Anubarak and Falstad. She goes down, and that is the first kill of this game. Sergeant Hammer setting up, trying to get a couple of kills, but she's going to have to be very careful to make sure that this triad of heroes doesn't ultimately hurt her. Now, Tassadar, who's a very aggressive support, I like him being paired with Stitches a little bit here, but it looks like Stitches is going to move down to the bottom lane and try and help out that team down there. Stitches is seen coming by Falstad. They're chasing back and forth a little bit. Kerrigan's back up. The spawn timers at the beginning of the game are, of course, very, very small. Things start getting more serious later in the game when the spawn timers get a little bit longer. It looks like we have basically a stalemate here between Vala and Nazebo, and now we have our first tribute spawning down at the bottom here. You have Anubarak, who's low on health, and this is within the watchtower viewpoint. Illidan jumps in. I don't think he was expecting that many heroes to be there. He has to retreat very quickly, and it looks like Blue might be the first to pick up a tribute here. Now, of course, the way these tributes work on this map is once a team gets 3 tributes, they curse the opposing team. A cursed team, their towers don't fire, and their minions are reduced to 1 hit point. Team fight developing here in the aftermath of that tribute being taken. Falstad pays for it, but the rest of Blue Team manages to escape. At this point, most teams tend to break apart and start picking up mercenaries. I don't really see that happening on either side right now. Blue seems to be grouped up and making a bit of a push on the bottom lane here. Nazebo sort of acting as a solo operative here, dancing around in the middle. Red has managed to take a couple of siege giants, but they're going to go down pretty quickly with the combined might of Vala and Tassadar. And now Blue Team, I think, is going to wisely make a retreat back as Red is completely back up and running. Oh, and another tribute has spawned. Bit of a fight between Kerrigan and Nazebo. That fight should go Kerrigan's way, except there's a Falstad coming in here. might make a difference in this fight until everybody else gets here. Illidan coming in. Red has a very strong presence on this tribute right now. Illidan diving in against Kerrigan. Stitches with a good hook manages to drag Nazeebo out of the way. He gets killed. Kerrigan also going down from the combined attacks of Falstad and Illidan. As now the team fight continues to evolve, Vala goes down, Falstad at very low health, Stitches right in the middle, just taking a beating but still continuing to go. As the red assassins get picked off one by one, there goes Illidan goes. Vala manages to make an escape. Tassadar and Stitches together will pick up this tribute. Good job by the blue team. They've gotten 2 tributes in a row right now. Red's going to have to really be on top of it and get some map control back if they're going to make a comeback in this game. Now, right now, the kill count's pretty even, the level count's pretty even, but those 2 tributes on account of the blue team is a major advantage that they currently have. Vala here picking up some Siege Giant mercenaries, and it looks like Falstad and Nazeebo working together to pick up Knights over on the red side. In the lanes right now, Vala and Anubarak are sort of making a half-hearted push against the blue side, which is going to now be ignored as a tribute starts spawning. Now, this is very, very important for red to get. If blue gets the tribute right here, they're going to be able to make a massive push. Kerrigan's now caught out of position a little bit. I don't think she can survive between both Anubarak and Vala. She manages to just barely make a mistake. Tassadar putting a good shield on her, saving her. Falstad out of position, trying to take down Vala. Pays for it. He gets killed. Good move here by Sergeant Hammer. Very well positioned. Vala's going to try and come in here and harass and prevent the tribute from being captured. Tassadar, with, of course, with his Oracle ability, sees it coming, and now blue definitely has the initiative as they take the first 3 tributes in a row and start pushing aggressively against the bottom lane here. The gate and towers are going to go down with 4 heroes here, and most of the red team up on the top lane. I think blue's really going to make some progress here and probably take the first fort of this game. Now, as I said, when a team has 3 tributes, the towers don't fire, the forts don't fire. You see the curse symbol above both of them here. And any minions that get spawned by the red team right now have just 1 hit point, which makes it very easy for the blue team to take out. Now, red is making a bit of a counterattack right here with some knights and some minions. They've managed to knock down the gates here, but blue is able to defend. I think at this point, with only 15 seconds left on the curse, Tassadar and Kerrigan really need to retreat, maybe pick up a couple of objectives on their way back. Kerrigan doing a very smart thing, picking up the watchtower here. And that's going to do it for the first line of tributes. Good move by blue. Oh, Stitch is coming in as red tries to aggressively take the Grave Golem. You see him in the chat there calling for help as 3 heroes go after him. Stitch is not able to make an escape and goes down, and I think red still has enough toughness here to go after the Grave Golem if they wanted to, but they lost the leash, and they're going to have to start again from scratch. Anubarak trying to heal himself up a little bit and maybe re-engage that Grave Golem, but that is not going to work. Vala a little bit late to the party, and now I think there's going to be a bit of a lull here as both teams kind of come back and regroup. Sergeant Hammer, of course, not having any part of that. That siege tank with her incredible range is able to engage this tower out of range. Now Falstad jumps on top of her, and it's going to be interesting to see if Sergeant Hammer is able to make an escape here. Falstad, not a very good dive forward on his part. I think if he had moved back more directly in the blue lane, he might have been able to catch Sergeant Hammer. Blue is now again regrouped. They're taking a set of knights down here. Anubarak coming in a little aggressively on his own. I don't know if he's trying to make a play for that golem or just scouting around a bit. Falstad here with him now. If red kind of collapses down, we could see a pretty interesting team fight here. Oh, and blue's going for the Grave Golem, and red decides to engage. Sergeant Hammer out of position a little bit, tossing in a napalm strike. Falstad and Anubarak going after her. I'm not sure she's going to escape. The rest of blue team relatively unscathed. No Grave Golem. Falstad goes down. Anubarak caught between 3, and he's going to go down. Well played by the blue team in surviving that ambush. Sergeant Hammer now being very aggressive, even though she is staying in those bushes, continuing to push while extremely low on health, counting on the combined efforts of Kerrigan and Stitches to help defend her. Now up on the top lane here, Illidan and Nazeebo are making a pretty good push up here against the blue tower. If they continue this push, we may see blue's first tower go down as Illidan jumps in. Nazeebo surrounds the tower with his zombie wall. Meanwhile, blue team has returned to the Grave Golem. Looks like they are going to be able to pick that up, and that's a big gain for the blue team. Now, a tribute is spawning on the opposite side of the map for the blue team. Vala's there, probably going to do some harassment. I don't think she's going to be able to take it on her own. I'd like to see her at least get in a shot there, which she does. Comes in and strafes. Ooh, that was an aggressive play on her part. But Illidan jumping in with his ultimate does take her down in tower range, and he is just barely going to make an escape. So Red will pick up this tribute, their first tribute, while Blue has now a Grave Golem, which is marauding towards the second gate on the red side. This is a strong play by Blue, as now they regroup to defend against the middle lane. An attack coming in by Falstad, and Anubarak. Stitches gets killed by the combined efforts from the two of them. I don't think Sergeant Hammer has the durability to stay there. She goes down. Falstad and Anubarak wisely making a retreat as the rest of the blue minions spawn in. Now, at this point in the game, level 14 on both sides. Still an even number of kills on both sides, but these death timers are starting to get longer and longer. Close to 30 seconds now for both teams. Nazeebo over here as a specialist with some strong area of effect attacks, I think is going to be able to solo and pick up those knights fairly easily. Vala and Kerrigan together trying to take Anubarak down, who may have overstayed his welcome here on the blue side, but Falstad's going to come back in again as Nazeebo comes down from the top, abandoning the knights that he was taking. Kerrigan is going to have to make a retreat here. Red team seems very disorganized to me, despite the fact that, once again, the kill counts and the level counts are pretty even. Red seems very disorganized here, whereas Blue seems much more coordinated. Both teams, though, I think, making a lot of mistakes, not sticking together. We have a sort of remains of a fight around this tribute as Stitches is beating down Vala, and Vala making a bit of a retreat, but I don't think she's going to make it. Stayed in too aggressive. She's going to get killed as Stitches decides not to get the tribute, I guess hoping that Sergeant Hammer might come in. But right now we have a tribute sitting here. Neither team going after it, which I think is really a mistake on the blue team side, with 3 members of Red dead. Now Anubarak trying to come in and get it. Sergeant Hammer, I don't think that was a good move to announce your presence like that. Oba Stitches comes back in to defend, and Kerrigan comes back in to attack as well. Once again, people being caught out of position left and right in this game on both teams. Blue's been able to take objectives during that time, whereas Red seems less concerned. Now, Illidan jumping in, and Vala, I said at the beginning of the game, the red team has a lot of damage potential on their side. They're able to take down a very tough Stitches at this point fairly easily. Kerrigan has an Ultralisk chasing Nazeebo away here, and I think now, finally, Tassadar will pick up the tribute for Blue. Now, tributes are tied at 1-1 here. There's 3 members of Red who are dead right now, 2 on the blue side. I'd really like to see Blue make some kind of play here. It looks like Blue's play is that Vala and Tassadar are going to move up here and try and take the Grave Golem solo. Tassadar perhaps banking on the tankiness of his shields to be able to defend against the attacks of the Grave Golem, and hoping that Vala's strong basic attacks can bring him down. Looks like they are going to do that. Vala burning her strafe, taking him down. Not sure that was the wisest idea, especially as the Red Vala and Illidan counterattacking the Giants are so close here, but they do manage to get that Grave Golem. And you have to wonder sort of what the red team is thinking right now. Vala and Anubarak down on the bottom lane. They see this Grave Golem coming. Their 3 assassins are up top. They're going to be attacking that Grave Golem pretty quickly, trying to bring it down. They got a lot of power there, but I'm not really sure. It doesn't seem like either side at this point is doing a good job capitalizing on their advantages. I would have liked to see the blue team come in defeat the enemy heroes here and push with their golem. Now we do have another tribute that spawned here, as once again the team of Sergeant Hammer and Stitches. Sergeant Hammer playing it very safe here, in a good defensible position, able to cover Stitches as he engages Falstad and Anubarak for the tribute. That move was good. Blue picks up the tribute. Now Stitch is going to Hearthstone back to heal. Sergeant Hammer, once again, not in a good position here as the assassins converge on him, and the siege tank's going to go down again. Again, that's a death that could have been avoided, right? If Sergeant Hammer had pulled back, moved with the minions instead of aggressively pushing forward, at this stage in the game, you really have to group up and stay together, or otherwise you can have a situation like what Kerrigan's going to find herself in right now, is Vala and the Zebo come in, and Kerrigan there goes down, not realizing where the other team was, not having the appropriate vision, and even her poor Ultralisk goes down. How sad is that? Now you have Vala trying to take the Grave Golem solo. This is a very strange matchup here, but it does look like we're going to have a team fight develop as Falstad flies in, Nazebo comes in, and Uberog comes in. Falstad lighting off his ultimate, Tassadar gets focused and taken down. Now 4 members of Blue here, and Uberog charges in, catches Vala, Stitch is surrounded and is taken down, and that is a team kill by Red against the blue side just when I thought that they had lost control of this game. They come back in, capitalizing on blue mistakes. Red's going to pick up the Grave Golem here. Sergeant Hammer is no way to defend against this. And now, if Red can regroup and make a push forward, they might be able to make a play. Unfortunately, Blue still has all 6 of their forts. There's a lot of work that Red has to do to come back from this. Red now, cleaning up the bottom lane, perhaps going to circle back and push with their Grave Golem as this minion wave comes through. Grave Golem now beating, it looks like at long last, Blue's southern gates are going to go down. Kerrigan comes in to mount a bit of a defense. I think this may be a bit too much for her, even with the cannon tower still going. Sergeant Hammer trying to help, again being very aggressive, coming forward, going, sort of chasing kills against the opposing team. Kerrigan, of course, bringing out her Ultralisk again. I don't know, to me it looks like a giant puppy walking around here. Grave Golem's beating on the fort right here, but Vala, Tassadar, and now Stitches, the whole blue team is down here. They're going to focus down that Grave Golem as Red struggles to make a play here. Down 3 forts, down 1 kill. Levels are still the same. Blue once again on the opposite side of the map from a tribute. This should be an easy pickup for Red. If Blue... Well, I don't know, actually. If they might get this before Blue comes in, but I'm not really sure. Looks like Red is going to get this, but I think we're going to have a team fight here in the aftermath. Red picks up the tribute, which curses the blue team. First time that has happened this game. Sergeant Hammer caught out of position, is surrounded and killed. Tassadar using his ultimate, going into his Archon form. Vala strafes in, takes down her counterpart on the opposing team. Stitches is once again surrounded and killed.
Red team has destroyed
and Red team makes level 20 before the blue team does. Now, level 20, of course, is a very, very important level as it... And look at this, Red team has now taken down 3 forts in about as many seconds. They have huge pushes coming here. Blue is mostly dead. Kerrigan is on the opposite end of the map for no good reason, taking a set of siege giants, which are not helpful right now, as Red continues to push in. Taking down the Moonwell, attacking the forts, really obliterating the next minion wave. Blue could lose, it looks like maybe 4 forts in this curse push right here. Now it's going to be interesting to see what happens to Red at this point. I would like to see them retreat and try and pick up these siege giants, which are about to respawn, and pick up some of the other mercenaries on the map as they retreat. Blue is now respawning. It's going to clean up a little bit, but wow, how the map has changed in just a few minutes here. What a great move by the Red team. They've really done a good job coming back into this game. Blue is now level 20, so they have those super passive powers as well. Red picks up a Grave Golem, all 5 of them together. Again, this is what you've got to do near the end of the game. You've got to be taking the strong mercenary camps. You've got to have map control, and you've got to stick together. because the death timers at this point in the map are very, very high. Red now picking up a set of knights as they start moving forward. You have grave golems, you have knights, and you have a big push that's coming in here as Red Team coalesces on Vala, who blows her ultimate, but it's not going to be enough for her to escape, for her to take anyone down or try to escape. Sergeant Hammer lighting off his napalm again. Blue has got to coalesce here and stop this push, or they're going to be in deep trouble. Right now, Vala split off on the red side, picking up the red siege giants. That's another excellent move on their part. Red's going to maneuver around here, and the fight is now at the core as the red grave golem has made it all the way there. And here comes in a big push by red on the right-hand side in the middle lane. This might be one of the last battles of the game. Tassadar comes in with his Archon. Sergeant Hammer continues to light off her ultimate using the napalm. She's going to get killed by a combination of Nazeebo's ultimate and Illidan as she goes down. And now Red is beating on the core. Blue still has a bit of core shields left. Red moving in, 2 of their assassins still up, plus Anubarak, who is so hard to take down, using his burrow charge to get away. Falstad falls, but the red team is otherwise largely intact, and I think they're going to be able to make an escape here. What a good move by the red team. They retreated at exactly the right moment. Vala sort of wasting her strafe right there. You cannot strafe what you cannot see. Nazeebo, good move hiding into those bushes right there. And the game has now completely flip-flopped. Blue with 1 fort remaining. That means red is spawning catapult minions on 2 lanes. You can see right here and right here. These catapults do a lot more damage to enemy structures. Now we have, once again, the remains of a team fight here as, once again, 2 more blue heroes go down for only the cost of Anubarak on the red side. Kerrigan's Ultralisk, which is now a Torask, doesn't have the staying power around there. And red, if I were them, would go after this Grave Golem, which is exactly what they're doing. Good move on their part. I think Blue's got some pings down there. I think they realize what's going on, but they really need to regain this map control. They're down 2 levels in the late game. They have 2 of their heroes down right now, and they're really on the back foot as they try and defend this. Now Tribute is now spawning. Blue really needs to make a play for this. If they can manage to pick up this Tribute, it will really help them get back into this game. But if Red manages to grab the Tribute, this could be game over. Sergeant Hammer sneaking around is probably going to set up in siege mode. But good napalm shot there. I believe that's blind. I don't think she can see in there. Stitch is coming in, trying to defend Sergeant Hammer. Manages to save him from Illidan, but not from Falstad, as now Stitch is being chased by Nazeebo's ultimate. He's going to have to make an escape. Falstad chasing, trying to take him down, manages to secure the kill. Once more time, this is Red's game to lose. Kerrigan comes in. Looks like she might take Falstad down, as Kerrigan has a lot of staying power and a lot of gap closers. This Grave Golem that Red picked up on the south side has now been taken down by a combination of Vala and Tassadar. There's still a big minion wave here. They can't retreat just yet and move to another field of battle. They've got to take this down. Red picked up the other tribute. It's, again, 2 tributes to 2. I think we're going to see a big team fight around here. As this tribute spawns, blue team all heading in that general direction. Vala going to be the first to engage there. Kerrigan comes in. Vala lit off her strafe but got stunned by Kerrigan. And now, finally, the whole blue team working together are able to scare off 2 of the assassins and are doing a good job focusing down Anubarak. Vala gets taken down by his ultimate, though, that Locust Swarm or whatever it is. And I think blue might pick up this tribute. Blue taking 3 kills for nothing. Well, Falstad had fallen earlier, so 2 kills for 1. So now red team is cursed. And let's see what blue tries to do here in order to get this game back in the box. Kerrigan's Torask, that's the upgraded Ultralisk now, is moving forward and taking out these towers. The gate finally goes down. It's going to be a 2-on-3 fight here. Stitches goes down. Tassadar is going to go down too. Again, a wasted opportunity on blue. They really needed Kerrigan there. They really needed Sergeant Hammer there to really make this an effective push. Sergeant Hammer going after these Knights, which isn't really the good move right now. You need to be pushing while the blue team is cursed. Kerrigan gets taken down as well from Illidan and Vala, and it looks like Red's done a pretty good job defending against this. They've really weathered this curse. I don't see any moves that blue can make at this point. Red has really weathered this curse extremely well with not many ill effects. The big damage dealers from Red Team now going after these Knights. They'll pick them up pretty easily. They're probably going to circle north here and grab another Grave Golem, which will be, I think, their 4th Grave Golem, excuse me, this game. Tassadar off on his own over here. Now Vala joining him. I don't know what effect this split push is going to have. This is a very vulnerable position for them to be in. Tassadar taking direct attacks from the fort. Illidan comes in. Tassadar lighting off his Archon ultimate there. Manages to kill Illidan, which is good. Falstad coming in. I don't know if Falstad plus the tower is enough to take out both of these, but Anubarak can teleport it home, and there goes Vala as well. So once again, just wasted effort on blue team. I think that fort is still standing. Blue with, again, just one left. Good shot by Hammer. She's going to try and sit here and take out these minions and defenders. This is late in the game. I think this push, this is coming in on all fronts from the red team. You have Knights in the center, you have the Grave Golem up top, which is now at the core and beating down the shield, and coming in from the bottom lane, you have Falstad, Anubarak, and Vala, which are moving in, taking down the very last of Blue's buildings on the bottom side. Blue now at no forts, having to defend desperately against this Grave Golem. Their core is at 65%. I think it's probably going to hit 50% before this Grave Golem comes down. If Red can group up and push, this game could be over. Now Falstad may be caught out of position a little bit there. Anubarak is going to try and come in and save him. Falstad lighting off his ultimate. Anubarak using his Roach Swarm trying to take this out. I don't think that's a good position to be in. He burrow charges away. But now Illidan has jumped in and joined the fight, seemingly out of nowhere, but then again, that's what Illidan does. Blue team pushing him back. Red, I think, is going to make a safe escape from this. Ooh, but Vala's strafing. That's going to be enough to take down Illidan. That's surprising. Good move. Oh, not quite a good enough move by Anubarak, who burrow charges away. Wasted opportunity for Red. I think they could have closed that game right there. Now the Red catapult setting up out of range, tossing their shots at the core, out of range of the core to defend. You got a big push up here. 3 catapults. Blue's really got to take down this minions, which once again gives Red plenty of time to control the map. And this is very, very bad for blue team right here. Being cursed. Now, what's interesting is the curse does not affect the core, so the blue core can still defend against these minions. However, blue minions are now basically non-existent. Ladies and gentlemen, I think this is going to be the end of the game if Red can get their act together. They're picking up a Grave Golem here. I don't think they need it. They just, Nazebo just lost the leash. They just got to push in and take it down. That's where we're at right now. Vala on the red team, vaulting in. That wasn't a good idea. She gets killed. Again, wasted opportunity. Someone like Vala can just do so much damage if left out of it. Nazebo going down. Red's got the opportunity to close this out right now. It's disappointing to see that they haven't been able to finish it yet. They're just coming in here by 1s and 2s, getting a kill, getting picked off. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. And Illidan, I think, might go down here as well. That's 3 times by 3 heroes in the last 30 seconds that Red has come in with a solo hero trying to ninja the core. That's not what you need to do at this point. At this point, you need to push. Kerrigan over here now seeing that, the Grave Golem is once again being taken. Falstad and Anubarak are probably enough together to kill Kerrigan if they want to. Vala comes in trying to help out. Falstad flying around. I think he's going to make an escape as agile as he... Oh, no! Vala vaults forward and takes him out. Anubarak trying to just take the last bit out of that Grave Golem. Does manage to pick it up. Oh, and then this fight by Vala. Don't underestimate the power of this hero. Anubarak taking Vala almost from 100% to 0 solo. Maybe this is the push that's going to end the game now as Anubarak and the Grave Golem come in on the southern lane. Stitches and Kerrigan, and now Sergeant Hammer trying to defend, but that Grave Golem is going to take a lot of punishment to come down. That is the very last building that Blue has outside of their core. Their core is at 15% plus shield. And here it comes. Is the Grave Golem by itself going to win this game for Blue? The shield of the core is down. Core is at 11%. Core is at 5%. Two more swings, and that's the game. Hope you enjoyed this cast, ladies and gentlemen. It was a bit of a back and forth game with Blue having a strong advantage in the beginning. Long game, lots of levels, 25 to 26 total. Ultimately, though, a good concerted push during the Raven curse on the red team turned this game around, and it looked like Blue was never able to recover from it. I had fun casting it. I hope you had fun watching it. See you all next time. Oh, one last thing. Please share this video with others if you enjoyed it. Take care.